Happy Halloween!
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Stop, it's cold down here.
I'm a ghost.
Can we make Ghost of Vireo do all the announcements from now on?
Welcome from the great beyond.
The thing is, you didn't have to change your voice.
Yeah,
What
that's
do you
great.
mean?
Is the Veil of June the Great Beyond?
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Amber Wars. Reminder to go to... I almost said our Twitch address just now.
That's not it.
That's not it. Go there if you're not there now, but you are if you're hearing this live. Remember to go to threadmancer.com and use the promo code AmberWars at checkout for free shipping on all orders over $25. Also head over to Found Familiar Coffee to check out their awesome buy one, get one half off deal that they have going right now. And also a special thank you to the mystery person that sent us this amazing book. It's a strategic guide on how to kill monsters and play as monsters in D&D 5e. The guy does a blog, he got it published, and someone asked for our address and sent us the book. Name is Keith Amon. So, previously, the five of you, now four, had made your way through the icy landscape of Stygia. Meeting with a retired incubus named Ira, who offered to take you to the Hellion town of Breakhold. Making your way there, you met with a Rakshasa, Testrazog Organoth, who runs the Bizarre Bazaar, and is now one of only a few non-ruling parties in the Nine Hells given free rein to travel between the layers of the Nine Hells. He agreed to help your curious group of non-Hellions if you could recover his boat, the Grey Wind, which lies in the southeast portion of the ocean, and then use it via the patronage of Geryon to win the Krilden 500, boasting rights in Stygia. As you departed the town, you found yourselves pursued by two tieflings aback two large hyena-like demonic beasts. They were sent to find the Pact Breaker, Vireo Tompkins, and punish his abandonment of contract. A battle ensued on the ice floe, and when the spells had settled and the blood had begun to freeze on the ice, Vireo found his final rest at the end of a long and difficult journey. Fenric, you are unconscious. Last thing you remember is you took a rather large scorpion-tailed jab to the chest through your breastplate and fell unconscious onto the ice. And as you open your eyes, you don't feel the cold ice of Stygia beneath your body, but a warm bank of grass. And as you kind of blink too, you feel the stab wound in your chest beginning to ebb and feel the pain fade away from you. And you see a long strand of red stretching from you to another figure. You see the person you have come to know as Ilmater down, bent over in the grass as well, bleeding from a wound identical to yours in his chest. And he begins to crawl toward you. What do you do?
I run over to him.
As you get up, you are able to help lift him up onto his feet, and he's clutching his chest, bleeding, and he says, "The sword. Let me see the sword, boy."
Can I give it to him?
As he takes it in his hand, he plunges it into his chest, and as he pulls out the hilt, the blade is gone, and he walks over to his usual spot and sits down next to the smoldering fire that he keeps going. And you notice around you that the orchard, which was once a vibrant green full of plump red apples and oranges, is now beginning to sort of show the signs of fall. The colors of the leaves are turning dark brown, falling from the trees, gathering on the floor, and he gestures for you to come and sit.
Yeah, I go over and sit by him.
Tell me about your journey so far, young man.
Oh, when's the last we've talked? Quite a while ago, I imagine.
6 levels ago, I think it was.
All the way back to -1?
All the way back to -1, yes.
Equals 10. Oh god, I can't keep track of this. Yeah. So it's been interesting. This is the last little bit has been a bit rough.
Yes, you're...
Am I dead?
No.
Oh no, okay. You know, just because last time I think I don't know, I might have been then. I don't know,
You
maybe.
were also mostly dead.
Well, okay.
You were 1 action away from being dead last we spoke, and, well, you're not far off again now. Your path towards what I've foreseen as your destiny has sort of taken a strange turn in this moment.
Well, we were in a maze and we got all sorts of turned around.
Not that good. Yeah, okay. Listen, Fenric,
Yeah?
you have a choice to make if you are going to continue to serve me, to continue to draw from my power. I need to know, will you take the path the path of the chastiser or the path of the penitent? You can slay your enemies towards your goal in my name, or you can uplift those around you. There is no wrong answer.
Yeah, no, well,
These roads converge and reconvene in the same place. However, the road you leave behind you may be different, depending on your choice.
as far as I know, this is straight from when I was being unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, say the last thing you and your friends were all in combat, and you took a big to the chest and just onto the ice, and you opened your eyes.
What was the last thing I saw? Had Vera gone down at that point?
No.
Yeah. I thought
Or-
yeah.
I think he was down.
He was down for a
but
while.
not dead.
Then I was down.
Yeah,
Then okay.
unconscious but not dead.
Yeah. That's a pretty hard choice. I want to be better at, destroying the evils, but I think I need to be able to be there for people more, because I mean, as you know, how I got here, I almost died again, and I can't. I mean, I'm not protecting people right now,
That is true.
so that's not good.
Very well. And he hands you back the hilt of your blade, and as you take it in your hand, it begins to glow a golden white light, and at first it looks like a bouquet of flowers growing out of the end, and then as it finishes materializing, you see a flail with long silver metallic bands and small spiked balls at the end of it. And you feel the weight of this new weapon in your hand, and you grow used to its girth in your palm.
My God.
And you that's
Yeah.
right, I brought it back on purpose that time.
Yeah, it feels about right. That's about the same size.
I'm trying so hard to be serious.
No, absolutely not.
He stands and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "May you bring peace to the world, and may your enemies fall around you like flies. And Fenric, I am sorry." And
Thanks. Sorry for what?
the light around you begins to grow, and you wake up and some ointment is being smeared on your face and wiped into your chest wound.
No. I just want to be clear. I'm like the penitent now, right?
Yeah.
That's what.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say. I was thinking about what I was saying, and I was like, I think he got the gist. I
Yes.
just was double checking.
If you look up the item Flail of Penitence, you may add it to your inventory.
flail?
A flail.
Yes.
Ooh, kinky.
You missed Sam's demonstration.
I don't need a demonstration. I don't know if
Penitence!
You just look like one of those inflatable car sales things.
Yes.
Oh, that's what it should have been. Is you can summon one of
That's what I
those.
was going for.
I get. It's +2 to performance.
Summoning one of those. That should be your spiritual weapon.
It does AoE damage to everything within 5 feet.
Trick-or-treaters, probably.
Yeah.
Traders or snowplow.
Ooh, snowplow.
Maybe.
Both very
Snowblower.
scary.
Is it like snowplower levels of snow there?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Like we got like five-ish inches on the
Definitely
heavy
3
end.
or more.
Yeah.
At least 3, yeah.
I hadn't driven since like last night, so it was all yesterday and today.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is terribly exciting for everyone who doesn't live in Wisconsin.
I
to
know.
hear
Snow!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's been a lot of snow.
What?
Fucking beholders.
about. Just reminds me of wearing snow pants under all of my Halloween costumes.
Mhm. Anyways, Fenric, Aurora, and Roland are kneeling next to you as you come to Ira and Kismet. You see this raised, almost perfect rectangular slab of ice has grown up from beneath Virio and has encased him with the carving you saw previously atop it. What would you all like to do?
You in trouble there?
Yes.
I want to get out my dagger and try to cross out the name Levistus.
Okay, go ahead. I'll make a just general attack roll at it.
22.
22. Like, yeah, you hit it, and you, like, as you hit it and scrape it out, like, you are just furiously digging at this ice, and you're chipping away at it. And, like, the moment you, like, stop to catch your breath, it refills back up.
Mm-hmm. I want to firebolt it.
Okay?
It's 19.
It hits and burns a hole into it, and it just fills back up beneath.
Okay, I kind of just like kneel down next to it.
I'm keeping my distance.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
So Fenric just woke up.
Yeah, Fenric, like, just came, like, gasping back from the brink of death. And was, like, probably a little disoriented.
Alright, I'm going to, because I had the salve, right? The whatever the thing was.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like run over to where Virio was and with it, just like ready to use it, and
Sure.
and you said it's just like a rectangular slab of ice.
Yep. Yeah, and so as you make your way over there, you can see Kismet kind of exerted themselves next to it, and yeah, you can see Virio's form within and this carving atop the slab.
Alright, I'll just I'll take a seat next to the slab.
Okay. Fenric.
Yeah.
You have come to. Is there anything you would like to do?
See what the flail of penance does.
Just
Have you found it?
on the air?
Yes.
Okay.
It keeps crashing D&D Beyond
Ah,
every time I click on
neat.
it. So,
Click your refresh button on the page. Like the whole.
yeah.
Sometimes.
I wonder if that means the item's broken. That
Yeah.
doesn't sound like me.
Yes.
The flails are tied up, like they're like knotted together.
Do I have two?
Wrapped.
Yeah,
two
so they got
Yeah.
tangled up and like around his hand.
Can't do anything with that.
So, what,
Yeah, there's 2 of them in there.
okay. I'll deal with it in a second here.
Sure. Aurora is still standing next to you. Roland has run off to inspect something over, kind of like to your upper right from on your back.
I'm gonna sit up and see how I feel. It's not great.
You do still feel like you got stabbed in the chest by a giant fucking scorpion stinger, but you're alive.
Oh, I didn't. That was close. It hit me pretty hard.
A symbol falls from the ceiling.
I'm down again.
Points gone.
Yeah, I wanna look down and see the weapon. The flail is just in my hand now.
Yep, as you look down to your hand, you see this hilt that looks a lot like the sword hilt that you used to carry. The guard has kind of reduced in size, and it's turned, instead of like the black and red that it was, it's turned like a silver and gold color.
Oh. Okay.
And as you sort of remember what it is you have in your hand, you see these red and gold beams of light like extend outward from it and solidify into the flail heads, as you saw.
Can I make him go away?
Yeah, if you want to like stow it, then it.
No, if I just hold it and I think like them like retracting,
Yeah. As soon as you go
and
to
then
disarm,
they come back out,
They.
and they come back out. Oh my god, this is amazing! I want to like just like twirl it around a little bit. What if I just sat up? Which way am I facing?
You would be
Am I
facing like Virio would be up and behind you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my
So
question.
you've got one of those like '90s like clacker toys that you're sitting with on the ice.
How large are the flail
Like the heads.
things? Yeah,
Tails.
like the tails.
Yeah. About yay big, and
Jesus
then they all have like a
Christ.
bunch of spikes on them.
Ew.
And I meant like length, like compared to me. Like,
Oh, no, it's about like
okay.
so long from the handle, and then you're able to kind of like spin around and bang, bang, bang.
Have you seen Castlevania?
No.
Season 2?
No.
No, but I was just curious. I was
Yeah.
just curious on that end too. Okay. So Aurora's still in front of me. I'm gonna go.
Aurora's probably like stood up and maybe
Yeah.
like reaches a hand down to help you
yeah,
stand and
stand up.
sort of.
Oh man, what happened? Is everybody alright? Did we kill everybody?
I don't know. We should go see what's going on.
Over.
Aurora has a cold.
Yeah, Aurora sounds different.
Yeah, we should go see what's wrong with
Oh dear, that's. Oh no! And I want to run in that direction.
Right, yeah, as Aurora runs over behind you, and the two of you see what everyone else has sort of been lingering by, the entombed frozen body of your friend Virio.
Is it clear? You can like see down to him.
You can kind of see through it. It's like a bluish ice, but you can still see,
Like
make out that it's
Yeah.
and it's very clearly Virio.
Yeah. Oh. That's not great. I want to read the inscription. Just give me a minute here. I remember it from last time. So Fenner takes a little bit. He's learning his letters.
College boy.
No, I was just kidding. How long ago did this happen? How did he fall into some ice? Like, what's with this ice? What's with the ice coffin? Are you okay?
It happened after.
After what?
I'm not gonna answer that question for you. I'll let your friends do it.
Kismet? After what? After he fell? Is he okay?
He's dead. Like, really?
Oh. Well, I guess his former master got what he wanted then.
Did you know this was his former master? I didn't.
No, not until like a couple minutes ago. But I listened to what people said. People don't think I'm listening, but I am. I just don't remember things. But this was recent. Oh, my name is Fenric. Well, that's something, isn't it? I'm literally just gonna walk away a little bit.
Some time passes.
You're supposed to all
The
don't
gong. The
The
gong.
fucking gong is so good.
I'm just gonna text you what it does.
Uh-huh. Yeah, no problem.
Say I'll add it to your inventory on the break or something.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
A little time passes. Aurora just sort of finds a small spot off to the side and sits and closes her eyes. What would you all like to do?
Yeah, I mean, after like a couple minutes or whatever, I'll just come back over and be like, so what's next? Do you think we can get out of here now that now that guy doesn't want, or I guess took care of what he needed?
I think it would be easier,
It wasn't why we were here.
but you've still got to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah, we were here because we were in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Well, Rio had a knack of that, so I don't know. Maybe it wasn't just an accident.
Either way, it's done. And what we need to do is get to Gary. And
Yeah, are we?
Do you all want me to help you find the boat?
We still haven't found the boat yet, right? Okay.
no, we're not even close.
Well, I said I have a good memory of what happened a little while ago. That was a week ago.
In my brain.
I've been lost.
We've only just come out. It's
Yes.
a little ways still. But I don't know if you'd want to take
Oh,
a
you came
I-
out. I'm so happy for you.
I like stand up
rest.
and I'm like, which way?
Yeah, we should probably get moving. Which way were we coming from? Wait, no one answered my question. Are all the bad guys taken care of?
Yes. Well,
I gesture.
yes. For the time being.
Okay.
Unless anyone else here is secretly sworn to Lepistus.
At this point, I'm definitely not.
At this point, what about past? Future?
Future definitely not after.
Not after
this.
that? Okay, yeah, that's kind of
After,
scary.
I think we're all a little. We've crossed that Rubicon, as it were.
Cross the what now?
The Rubicon? Have you not heard that one?
I don't think so, no.
It's like I say, verily, and Rubicon, things like that.
Okay. I just figured.
Becca understands.
I just figured it was one of those words I didn't know.
I understand.
It is. I would wager that it is.
It's a river that doesn't even exist in this world.
Yes, strange turn of phrase that.
It's in a book I read somewhere.
Another time.
This weird, like, fantasy story about a revolutionary war.
There are many worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa, where'd you come from?
Oh, she's talking.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
do we know where the boat is? Are we just heading in a direction?
We will find it if we keep going.
Has anyone pointed
Okay.
the direction?
Yes.
Then I started walking as soon as you
Okay.
pointed.
Gesture
I'll
straight
direct.
east.
Yeah.
Keep lamenting for me.
Inferior, you fuckers aren't done yet.
Get back here. Talk about how much you love me.
I'm gonna take 2 gold coins and a sheathed dagger. Just lay them on top of the ice, and I'll get walking as well.
You absolute fucker. I was about to do that. I was checking my inventory to see what I had.
You make a little penis shape out of it.
Right over his face for all time.
It's what he would have wanted.
Just inside the ice. Nice.
It's what she deserves.
As you lay the dagger and coins on the icy tomb, those of you who are still gathered on the coffin, you start to see small blue-green lights sort of fading in and out like fireflies around you. And inside the block of ice, you see one pulsating within Virio's chest. And you see it rise up through his mouth. And it floats into the air and begins pulsating with the others around it. And they begin to converge into a large, almost like a school of fish, and begin moving back away from you toward the, you would know, Ira, the Soul Haven, the large, icy, steely formation you all passed on your way here, which is where Levistus keeps his most
bank.
treasured souls. Yes.
His
So-
bank.
So we can't keep it. It just automatically goes back that way.
Wait, so we see the light go there.
Yeah.
Just like,
Okay.
Yes.
firefly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the cage that was Rutan's.
But I don't.
Put his soul
They don't
in
know
it.
It's
that.
frozen
I
in the
know.
ice.
Yeah.
Everything that Virio had is frozen.
They don't know that. I know that.
Correct.
It's fine. Let it go.
No.
Let it go! Let it go!
Appropriate setting.
Aurora, just
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't want to sing it. I was like, I don't
I'm
need
sure
to.
gonna miss Vermes was his name.
Yes, the great limbo champion Hermes.
Vermeer, the painter.
Yes. So you all begin to make your way east. As you walk along the southern bank of the green-gray ocean, you can see more of the inhabitants of the water. Mainly beneath the ice on your feet, or sometimes out in the open circles, you see more of those souls moving around like schools of fish. And eventually you come to a point in the ice where the large chunk of land itself seems to move inward, like a fairly large expanse of water sits between you and the other side. And you sort of feel a fog mist begin to creep in from this water source. I need everyone to make a perception check.
Okay.
Actually, Ryan, you can make one too.
Gonna use my brand new dice that
Nat
John got
20.
me.
All right.
Ooh, smoky.
John, am I still poisoned?
We're in.
Poisoned, no, but point of exhaustion, yes. What'd you get?
Nat 1. First roll on my brand new dice that I got.
Acid.
Woo.
18.
15.
Okay, 15,
I'm too
16.
upset
16.
to
Okay.
perceive anything.
All right. Everyone but Aurora sees a
About what?
Shut up.
a ghostly outline of a houseboat
Fuck, here we go again.
sort of tied off at the edge of this river, for lack of a better term, in the ice. Ryan, through the walls of your abode,
Fucking
You
own a
see-
houseboat.
these 5 making their way past you. What would you like to do?
Oh. Who goes there?
Weren't you trying to do an easier voice
Yes.
for your next character?
This is a lot of just open mouth.
Oh, I don't like that.
It's like my tongue never hits my teeth. It's how Richard
boy.
Nixon kind of talked.
Oh, God.
And you own a houseboat.
And I own a house.
But he doesn't own land, so he can't vote.
International
In the city
law.
elections. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
But he can
assuming
marry
that people vote in hell.
Yeah.
I mean, city
You got a
council.
vote. Where did the soul tax
You
go?
know,
Yeah.
PTA, you know.
What's worse than,
Who the hell PTA?
diplomacy and bureaucracy. I mean, it's a terribly wonderful system.
Capitalism.
Don't most politicians go down there anyway?
And then they all run forever for office.
Oh no.
That's Hala's
That
one
does
long
sound
campaign
like
season.
hell.
Oh no!
Campaign
YouTube
season's the
ads.
best. Oh, that's true though.
Would you like to describe your character?
Yes, I'm a rather large, hulking individual. I'm a loxodon standing about 7.5 feet tall, weighing in
Ding ding.
I had 300 pounds. The boat rocks back and forth as I move on it. My tusks are shorn short. I'm wearing a dark forest green cloak, kind of tattered orange sweater, and some pair of rugged denim blue jeans. I'm not wearing any shoes.
Do you have elephant feet?
Yes, I have elephant feet. And only, I believe, 3 fingers and a thumb on each hand.
So Richard Nixon's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle elephant
Oh,
is
see.
shouting at you.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Elephant.
Just persona, guys.
Yes, please be nice.
What does this say?
I don't know, maybe because it's my beer.
Yeah, it is. Listen, I gave you one of my beers.
And Ira, you do recognize
I do
this
recognize
individual.
Yes. Ira, put your keys away.
Okay,
I
he had
said-
to open a beer. It was really important.
I said only use those in case of emergency.
Desmond.
Yes, how are you doing, Ira?
Been better, honestly.
Really, really?
Yes. These
yes, you have friends
yes,
with you.
they're not Friends is one word for it.
Well, I mean, acquaintance is just
Acquaintance
a friend
is absolutely.
until you get to know them. Remember, I
Yes, you have told me that before.
yeah.
Hey, that's what I say.
Oh, well, you've got a
I've
good head on your
literally
shoulders.
never heard you say that. I have not stopped walking.
Into the water?
So you have come to somewhat of an impasse with the formation of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you trudging into the frozen
No, I'm
ocean?
standing and ignoring everybody.
Okay.
So your name is Desmond?
Yes, Desmond Bubbleluck.
Desmond,
Did
we
not know
are
that.
on...
That's
Oh,
your
right, Bubbleluck.
family name.
It's in my homeland's tongue for Gust Heart.
Of course.
What? Do you not have a native tongue that you use with your family? And
Just
close friends?
Just Gust Heart I was trying to parse that one. I wasn't sure what that. They call me Gold Heart. I don't know.
Oh,
Is Gust a
that's
color in your native tongue too?
No, it's like a stiff breeze.
Okay.
Perhaps one on a stormy day, or one on a warm summer's breeze. Either one could be a gust.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's yeah. I know what a gust is. I wasn't sure if there was another gust that I didn't know.
No, that's.
Oh, I like it. I like your name.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Fenric.
Pleasure to meet you, Fenric.
Yes, this one is the most talkative of the
I see
group.
that. You got a lot to say, huh?
No.
I already love this dynamic.
And who are these other two friends of yours?
My name is Aurora Solis.
You know it's not polite to let people introduce themselves.
She's faster than me, I suppose. This is the only one whose name I've learned.
Let's talk a lot.
Yes.
I don't believe I gave my name earlier. It's
You did not.
Roland.
Can you give me one more take on that? Roland, the dogs were barking. Hey!
The whole Halloween thing with our trick-or-treaters is going to be a bit of a problem.
Sounds like it's going great. I don't know what you're talking about.
We can do that.
Trapped.
I'll be right back.
I said, I don't believe I gave my name earlier. It's Roland.
This is Roland.
Roland.
I
Roland,
know that.
Roland. It's a pleasure to meet you, Roland.
And this one, definitely do not know this one's name. Not a happy camper at the moment.
I see. Well, most people down here generally aren't happy, so that would make sense.
Fair enough.
Did something happen?
Yes,
You could say that.
but it is not my story to tell, I don't think.
I see. Would you all like to come aboard? Permission granted. That's a little houseboat humor.
I enjoyed it as always.
Of course. I've got some tea on the stove if you want any.
Houseboat humor is now officially my favorite phrase ever.
Just a little houseboat humor for you. Good.
I want to make that a song.
Yes, I think we should go aboard, and I also think that there might be a favor you can provide for these folks.
Oh, I see. Have you found yourselves in a bit of trouble? Also, would you like some tea? I have some tea on the stove.
I would love tea.
Alright, you had your back turned for a second, so permission to come aboard granted. That same joke.
It was just as good the second time around.
Thanks. If you visit me, I'll say it every day.
Oh boy.
I'm just so happy that there's tea. And something warm.
I'll take some tea as well.
Well,
That's very trusting of you, Roland. You're
He
maturing.
didn't say he drank it.
That's fair.
The Kronk, like,
yeah, he's burning his neck.
Roland just wants to hold something warm in his hands.
oh, lonely.
When you all get inside,
It's cold. We're in winter wonderland.
the houseboat, what you see kind of before you is just a mismatch of just random trinkets and items. Like, you see things like small hourglasses, like a knot of hair, a wooden flute sitting on a shelf, just like random odds and ends. And he goes over and picks up what looks like like an oil lamp, like an Aladdin's genie lamp from the stove that currently has tea boiling in it. It's got some inscription on the side.
So, tea? One for tea?
Yeah,
two?
I'd love some. Yeah, it'd be great.
3? Ira, okay.
Kismet, you don't want any tea?
No.
Kismet, okay, we've got a name.
Yeah, this is Kismet.
Oh,
I'm staring at your wall of knickknacks.
It's a pleasure to meet you. You let me know if you want some tea. I'm sure I could whip up some food if you're hungry.
I set out tea in like various like tin cups and like
We're kind of a random assortment of.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Number one dad
No.
Yep.
This may seem a bit of a forward question, so, if you don't feel comfortable, you please don't have to answer, but why are you in this realm? You just seem so different from everyone else that we've come across.
Oh, that's fair.
To be fair, you are literally a demon.
You're a demon!
Right.
I imagine Ira being like,
She has that on me.
Mm.
Yeah, it's the
I know.
wings. It's the wings.
Yes, I had a little bit of an accident when I was doing a bit of planar travel, and well, I found myself here. It wasn't a planned trip. Just kind of ended up here. It's been a while, actually, since I've seen a lot of, well, as you know, demons of the sort and whatnot.
Yes.
They're not bad inherently.
They are
No,
bad.
they're all right. You just need to learn to work with them, not against them. Go with the grain. So, what is something funny to you? Is it?
To me, yes.
Oh,
Frederick may know how to keep a straight face. I cannot.
okay. Well, that's good to know. Anyways, so, yeah. So I kind of a goof, I guess, and now this is where I am.
We are actually attempting to leave this plane ourselves as far as planar travel goes. But we're finding it very challenging up to this point.
Yes, that would make sense. I've been here for, 3 years now, maybe 4.
Have you attempted to leave?
Well, I've been following the bureaucratic system, and I have now acquired, as you can see, a large selection of goodies. Each of these equaling some type of value, which is somehow equivalent to a soul. So I figured once I get enough of these, I could exchange them for some sort of passage. But 3 years, I think I've got the equivalent of just over 600 souls. So
It's a lot of souls.
How'd you come by
Equivalent
those
to soul.
souls?
oh what?
Oh, equivalent as in
As
in all of the items. Equivalent.
yes, the items value.
Okay.
They don't really use gold or silver or you
Yeah.
know, chickens or.
I think we were both confused on the word on your use of equivalent. Not the word equivalent. I know what
Oh.
it means.
Oh. Like
He thought you had 600 souls.
yes, well.
No, she did. She thought that.
I don't have any real souls. I'm not like.
Wait, do you have a soul?
Oh, well, I guess I might
Okay.
have one.
You do have the one.
You scared me.
But yeah, I would happily, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to tag along and possibly get a way out of here. Though I've been gathering a little bit of information on an individual in this land. So I would kind of like if we could maybe, I don't know, find out a way to defeat someone in this land who did something mean, more or less.
Doesn't
Who's that?
everyone here do... I mean, no offense, Ira.
It's fair enough.
But, like, don't they all do mean things? They're all in hell.
I would say so, yes, but some are worse than others.
As with any realm, there is a difference of opinions among some.
Yes.
Oh, well, there's an individual whose name is, I'm going to pronounce it the best I can with my muddled mouth, but let me try. Bahal? Bahal.
This isn't the guy that we got it just both start with a B? Am I... Who? The guy who we're getting the boat for.
You mean testicle stroganoff?
Tessie?
Testra.
Oh yeah,
Titsy.
Titsy! That's right. I was thinking his name was Bizarre Bazaar or something.
He runs the
He
Bazaar.
He runs the bazaar.
That's his shop.
He runs the Bizarre Bazaar.
Excuse me, Mr. Bazaar, can I see your tipsy, please?
But his name is Titsy.
His name is Testrazog Organoff.
Testicle stroganoff, that's what I said.
He's close enough.
That is really close. Unfortunately. Okay, so
It's an
Bahal is
unfortunate
the...
combination of
Bahal, yes.
Baal.
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 B-H-A-A-L. Baal. Baal. Are you laughing at my speech impediment?
No, I was wondering if he had any
know.
children, like named Disco or anything. That'd be funny.
I mean, he's got a name besides that, which is the Lord of Darkness. But,
Oh dear, I probably shouldn't make those jokes then, should I?
yeah,
Well, to be fair,
Yeah.
Disco Ball would be a nice light in his life.
I think you've once again crossed that threshold.
you really like pushing envelopes, don't you?
I'm more of a man of action. I'm not a paper pusher.
Well,
But-
I mean, you should maybe learn to push some papers. Like, it's not bad to take your time before you leap into something.
Okay.
Ah, a dog. Achoo.
It's a hellhound. He agrees.
I let out a big elephant sneeze.
Shakes the boat. Everything on the shelf shivers precariously.
Oh no, Trevor.
Sorry, I've got a bit of an animal dander allergy.
Do hellhounds shed? That's not kismet. That's just me wondering.
How's your head?
I don't know.
They're semi-immortal, right? So they wouldn't shed because that's a bodily, like an organic thing, and they're not.
Like a growth thing.
But like
They're just as they are.
semi-immortal, like so demigods would not shed hairs. Like
Hypothetically.
Maybe.
We don't know.
Full head of hair.
Hey, Becca, it's all fake. Did you know?
The answer's maybe, and the monsters know what they're doing. Now available on Amazon.
It's
I'm
my autobiography.
Google. Yep.
do hellhounds shed?
Yep.
What if they shed ashes?
That's cool. Let's go with that.
That only makes sense in an aesthetic way. If you actually think about it, like what the... What?
If you actually think about it.
If you actually think
You're all a bunch of jokes.
I was trying to tell if that was on purpose or not.
No, it was me having a beer and a half.
Well, it's strong tea, I'll tell you what.
Yes.
I made it just the way you like it, with a little bit of whiskey.
More than little, I think.
It's a cup of whiskey.
You guys, Google doesn't know.
What?
About
I've got a lot of.
It's supernatural
Shed.
and everything. You don't know, huh, Google?
I've got a lot of
Hey, have you
answers
tried-
that have the word shed with the line through it.
Have you tried Magic Google?
Fantasy
Mad-
Google?
Fantasy Google.
Fantasy Google.
Oh, let me try
Isn't
again.
that Reddit?
God. I hope not.
Rip.
So hellhounds shed ashes. Sold.
cool.
Canon.
I feel like Kismet came up with that.
Ashes make me sneeze.
Oh,
They shake in just a cloud of ash.
It's you and Kismet.
When they're running, when Trevor runs, it's just like little ash pieces.
I like to think when Trevor runs, like little, sparks,
Yeah.
float up behind him.
That's what I was picturing.
Yeah.
Because in the future it'll be flames.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I still picture one eye. I'm so sorry, guys. Always. I always will. And it's always very cute.
So, are you gonna be able to take us somewhere on this
There we go.
my houseboat.
houseboat?
My houseboat of wonders.
Yeah. Oh, they're wonders too.
I mean, look around. This,
Oh, I didn't
These
look
are-
around before. This is
These
amazing.
are the ones.
I do believe it might be wise for us to rest here a while before trying to journey on.
well,
We've all been kind of hurt.
I mean, I can make some room for all of you. Let me just
And I just start pushing some of the junk into like one corner.
there. That should do it. It's just floor, but at least there's a roof over your head.
It will do.
Wow.
I mean, it is very good, and we appreciate your hospitality.
Don't find her. She's used to being rich.
Oh, I mean, I've got over 600 souls worth of items. I'm fairly well off in this community.
It's true.
Well, how many souls do you have? Probably
Just the
that,
one.
Just that big old one inside you.
Dunk dunk.
Because you know what?
What's
you're,
up?
You're beautiful. And don't let anyone tell you different.
Do they?
Huh.
I don't think anyone has the heart.
Thanks, Gust Hart.
You can call me Desmond.
Desmond. Yeah. Thanks, Desmond. That was really nice. If you hear anybody say that I'm not beautiful, let me or them know.
I'll give them a stiff talking to about how you should be kind.
Let them know.
Hey, you, I heard what you said.
Not my friend right now while I was standing here.
Yeah, it was. I knew. Yeah, I was sort of cut off, but it was. Yeah, I was gonna go with let me know or let them know that you said that I'm beautiful and how they can shove it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So if you would all like to take a short rest, you may.
A short rest is the longest rest we could take.
I mean, you can certainly try to take a long rest here. Desmond, how long has your wondrous houseboat been up?
I don't know, probably a few hours.
Okay. Would you guesstimate there was enough time for a long rest remaining?
What's it? I'm trying to think about what the use of this item is. Items.
Oh, is it like?
It is a conjured item.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
That's okay. Neither did Aurora did not either.
Yeah. Yeah, it would probably have enough time.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys would like to take a long rest at this point, you could do that as well. Would you like to be traveling as well, or you want to be parked here while you rest?
Now if we know we can move.
That's fair.
I probably don't even say anything
Would
about
you-
it being
No.
able to move.
That's also fair.
I'll do it.
Ira talking with God.
It's a convoluted story, but
Oh, I've got time. I sit down.
I don't know if I could tell it. But basically, we have to find. You know Tezzy from the bazaar?
Oh, yes, I know.
Titsy Bazaar Bazaar.
Yes, Tezzy bazaar.
It simultaneously gets closer and further away each time you say it.
Duran, whatever.
You don't remember. I don't remember if you were around for this. He had a boat once.
Oh, I'm...
Big bust of him in the front.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
It was worn down a bit. It looked like he was wearing a crop top.
Yes, that.
Yes.
A big bust of Tootsie, you say? Oh no!
In a crop
Big
top.
titsy bust.
This sounds so great.
Uh,
Becca loves it.
A big, sexy tiger man.
They intend to salvage it and race it in the upcoming festivities and be sponsored by our old friend
Clarbroom, yeah.
Calabria. Yes, the wonderful spicy water company.
Oh no!
What's his name?
Gary.
on.
I knew Gary. Gary on. They are looking for it.
Oh, Gary, I want to get back into power.
Oh, we have no idea, but I assume he's up to that wherever he is.
I see. So,
Essentially, we need to get to that boat.
well,
They need to get to that boat. I don't know why I'm here still a little bit. But
well, maybe you're growing fond of some people.
maybe.
It's nice to have friends, though, isn't it? Better than just sitting around looking at birdseed all day.
Some would say.
Quite a few, I think.
Do you get lonely counting the seeds?
I don't count them. I
It's
just
mu-
wait for the birds to come, obviously.
Hey, well, maybe these people are your birds.
Maybe.
Well, I could take the boat out and we could do a little looky-loo
Yes, a
over the
scouting mission.
sides. Yeah, I don't think that might be a bad idea. I think we might have enough time for that. The only issue is we've only got probably 9 hours left on this boat, and then it's
Not a boat anymore.
yeah, we'll have to scoop a lot of my treasures out of the water. But then we'll get to putting them back tomorrow when everybody has time.
Oh, happy day.
What you do every day?
That's what I usually find a few more trinkets now and again. Well, the pile just grows.
Every day it takes a little longer. Oh God. All right. So the plan is rest while boat travel.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Patience is a virtue.
All right. So, as you step to your, I guess we didn't really discuss the mobility of this boat. How would you like this thing to move? Is just there just like a helm and it just goes?
Oh, I was imagining that it was like either had like a little dumb putter motor, like a.
Like a trolling motor.
I'm totally fine with that.
Okay, that or like the wheelie paddle.
I really
Oh God, I like that more.
Yeah, like a little steamboat paddle going in the back.
I like that one the best.
That's really funny.
Can it be that one?
Sure, okay. I didn't put too much thought into the boat.
Is it like the two, like some weird legs, or is it like the big wheel?
It's the big
Yeah,
wheel, like the
big
one
wheel.
that's
Big
Okay.
like river, like
River
Like
boat.
a
Mississippi
river,
Queen.
like Mark Twain was
Yeah.
on.
Like
Oh,
Proud Mary.
like a raft.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, I got it.
No, that's in the book.
I understand. Yes.
excellent.
Like-
All right.
Like
Yes.
a casino on the Mississippi.
So,
Mark Twain.
you guys are traveling for a little over 3 hours or so. Desmond, you navigate to the rough coordinates of where you would know that the Krillden 500 route runs, right on to the edge of Sekula's hunting grounds.
So this is a dangerous spot we're approaching here. Just so you all are ready.
I'm asleep.
Are we are we
I'm
asleep?
assuming. Yeah.
if everyone else, I'm just talking.
Yeah, so if
I
you've
was like, are we
woken,
all long resting?
I'm gonna short rest because I'm not that hurt.
yeah.
I
I'm
don't
going
know.
to just. I'll have taken first watch, so I'm still up.
Okay.
I don't have hit
watching.
dice though.
Great. You can just heal up to full.
Okay. I was only hurt 6. So.
Yeah.
So did we take our full rest, and now we're going?
No, we're partway through
We
the
are
rest.
3 hours into our long rest.
That's okay. I was double checking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Desmond has informed you if you think you would wake up at that point. Short rests have occurred. But Desmond, you are coming up on the area where you know that the shark god Sekula prowls.
Alright, everyone. As you can see to our left here, we're approaching the place where the shark god lives. It's not great, so we're going to keep a little bit of a distance here.
I 100% slept through that.
By the
Shark
What?
God, please do
I-
explain.
I kicked Kismet a little bit.
Still asleep.
It doesn't work, but I tried.
These words come out of my mouth.
God, say the thing.
Sekula.
Ricola.
RC Cola?
RC Cola.
Those of you who are awake, actually, just make a perception check for me.
Also still asleep.
Okay.
For the moment, at least.
That's a hot
8.
no.
13?
I'm very asleep.
Okay.
17.
Okay. What was that again, Roland?
8.
8. Okay. Desmond and Ira, you, being the locals, are easily able to pick out what's kind of happening because this boat is also semi-ethereal, so you can see through the walls, through the ceiling, and through the floor. So beneath you,
Glass bottom boat, baby.
yep, which makes it's great for salvaging. The two of you see sort of a more shallow part of the ocean, maybe 3 or 4, like 300 feet down. You can see some old, very well picked over hulls. You would know this is usually like one of the first places that gets picked over after the Krillden Desmond. And you see the local creature you would both recognize as Shiverneck, swimming through the water, picking through the ruins a stark white, six-headed hydra.
I love them.
Slowly swimming through the ship remains, picking and moving as they go slowly on through, and then a larger shape emerges to the northeast. As your eyes adjust, Roland, you see Sekula swimming with her tribe. Her tribe you recognize easily enough. Hundreds of Sahagwin follow her in a massive school, mirroring her every move. Every direction change, every twitch, they copy perfectly. Sekula herself is a massive white-gray shark, 100 feet from nose to tail. She sings to herself in a deep hum. A small pack of Sahagwin peel off from the main group and begin to chant. Looking at them, they appear to be old, weak, or ill, and she turns in a flash and immediately clamps her jaws around them. Their blood clouds the water for a brief moment, and then begins to spread through her train of followers who begin to grow louder and louder, and they fan out across the ocean floor in a blood frenzy, moving away from you. But they begin to search for their next meal, since the queen has been fed. Among these shipwrecks, with your perception checks, Ira and Desmond, you do see the remains of what must certainly be the Grey Wind. The crop-topped, tiger-like figurehead on full display in the dark blue-gray of the water beneath you.
Found it. I spy with my little eyes. Busty tiger man.
Alright, I'm probably awake at this point from that. So that would just be a short rest then. I was given a long rest to go, but I'll do... I always forget how to do short rests.
Should be up toward the top.
Here it is.
Ira, do you have any idea what that little, I suppose, light show was from Virio's, for lack of a better term, casket?
Yes, his soul going to the thing, the bank.
Oh, you all lost a friend.
Yes, that is the incident.
Soul going to the bank.
You can take that soul to the bank.
Is it just
You
like
can take
being
that to the
roll
bank.
corners or what?
It's more like an automatic collection that occurs when someone is lost here.
Interesting.
So you're not from around here either, right?
Not even a little bit.
Where did you all come from? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
No.
We're from the material plane.
Oh, the material plane.
Roland's a material girl.
That's what I was thinking too.
Same.
Do I know of the material plane?
Make a history check.
Where are you from, did you say?
No, I never
Just a
answered.
planet.
Okay.
Nat 20.
All right, yeah. You definitely, in your life previous to the situation you find yourself in, would have definitely heard of the material plane and those who... In fact, you probably got visitors more often than not from the material plane
Also,
there.
I've probably told you about it because I've been to the material plane.
Also that.
Oh, yes.
It's where I did all my killing and
Yes,
seducing.
You used to work there.
Yeah, I used to work there. It's my former place of employment.
I've seen your resume.
It's very impressive.
There's one. There's one.
I see. But why would you come to this little slice of icy heaven?
Not willingly.
Oh, I see. Well, we find ourselves in similar situations.
I suppose that's true.
So we see the boat under the water?
Mhm.
Just trying to.
Yeah, laying in a semi-wreck down at the floor of the ocean.
Do we want to just spend the rest of our a little bit longer here and allow our compatriots to rest?
Possibly. Does anyone, well, the only worry I have is there might be a chance the boat will just, vanish here at some point and we'll just be stuck in the water. We're in a frozen, wasteland, surrounded by penguins? Penguins.
Penguins but sharks.
Shark penguins.
They sound like that.
Underwater, yeah, that's how you know they're coming.
And I suppose a follow-up question to that. You said that this boat is underwater?
No, it is. It sits atop the surface of the water, but it is partially ethereal, so you can kind of see through it.
No, I mean the one that he found.
Oh, the one. Yes, yeah, it is sunk.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm not exactly not exactly the most fond of swimming.
I'm asleep.
What is it, Kismet? Is there
I'm
something?
asleep.
I kick Kismet again.
I mean, I think we just have to find a way to let him know where it is. I don't think we have to actually retrieve it and bring it to him.
Well, that seems like a fairly easy task.
From what I understand. However, I don't know how we're going to find this exact location again. Unless there's any landmarks or something around us, or if there's any way you guys would remember.
Does anyone have, something heavy? A piece of rope and a balloon?
I don't tend to keep all three of those objects on me.
In the words of my dear, dear friend, I'm asleep!
Let me see. What do I have on this boat?
How far are we from the town? How many miles?
Miles-wise, I'd have to get back to you. You're about 3 hours from the shore via boat, and about 2 hours on foot to where you were.
Okay, so if I were to fly back, it would still take me like 2.5 hours. At least. Even with my speed.
Yeah, if you were hustling, you could probably make better time than them, but probably not.
But not
a
enough
lot
for
of
us to
time.
get them back on time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I could. Do we have anything that floats?
I don't know. I walk
Well,
up.
and all the Sahagwin or the shark people are like
They've kind of
swimming all
dispersed at
around.
this. They tasted blood and went into a frenzy and scattered to the four winds to find
Okay.
food.
I mean, I would be willing to go down and tie something to the boat if we had something that could float on the surface. I can breathe underwater, so it would be very easy.
I don't know if I have anything that can float. That's fairly large. Wait, here's one. I've got a wooden this wooden walking stick. It's got several dragon heads carved into the top. It's pretty nifty.
Yes, I like that one.
Yes, this one was a good find. It's washed up on shore next to my pile. It was very convenient.
So and it floats?
Oh yeah, it floated right to the shore banks next to the pile.
It's wood.
Whatever floats
It
your boat.
would float.
That would work. We could tie a rope to it, and then I could tie the rope to the boat on the floor of the
How far down is it?
300 feet.
That's a lot of rope.
Oh, that is a lot of rope.
I might have some rope.
I don't think I have a rope that's that long.
I've only got 50 feet of rope.
Here, I'll just use some of my rope, and then I'll tie it, and then I'll hang a heavy thing off of it, but not too heavy, so hopefully the current doesn't move it around too much. It'll give us a rough place to look from.
Might be the best that we have.
All right.
And if I look around, are there any icebergs or anything that would be,
Small chunks of ice are floating around. You're kind of in a fairly open part
Okay.
of the water.
There isn't anything that could be used as a visual. As you kind of are on the bordering region of Sekula's hunting grounds, there are heavy chains that are sort of placed as markers, but they don't have numbers or anything on them like that. So you'd be aware that they're near her general hunting region. And how far away are we from those chains and stuff?
Those are heavy chains down at the bottom of the water as well.
Oh, they're not on the surface.
No.
Oh, do I have a map?
You have a rough map, yeah.
I'll just mark it on the rough map. I'll be like, right, well, I think we're right about here.
Oh, that.
What?
Yep, that would have.
Sorry, it was under this dragon-headed staff. I forgot that it was. I didn't realize till I picked it
Set on
up.
top of the map as a paperweight.
That's perfect, because what we could do then is go back to shore, and then we could just show the map to Titsy.
Yeah, probably.
I think that would function.
Don't we still need to talk to Garyon?
We are not talking to Garyon until we reveal the location of the ship to Tizzy. He is the one with the connection to Garyon, I believe.
Makes sense.
All right.
To Titsy!
To Tizzy.
I'm gonna sit down and take my 4-hour rest as well.
All right. As you're, yeah. Elephant Mickey Mouse at the helm.
I make a foghorn sound with my trunk.
That's my Halloween costume. It's Mickey Mouse. I should have brought the ears. That would have been really funny if I just pulled them out right then.
Yeah.
Oh, can I change my name to Topsy?
God, I was singing that before.
I'm actually surprised that none of us are wearing a costume.
I am wearing a costume, actually. I came as Ira, so.
I wore my IPRA jacket.
Mhm.
I was very nearly going to walk in here in my David Pumpkins jacket, but I decided it would be too distracting.
That would have been great!
Ira got dressed up.
Yeah, so I decided to be Ira instead.
Oh,
I wore what I wore to school today.
So, tired student.
Normie.
School guy.
Yeah.
School guy.
Girl school guy.
Yeah.
I wore this to work, unbuttoned.
Nice.
Ooh,
Nice.
graphic tee at work.
Spooky graphic.
You're a risk taker.
Yeah, well, I mean, there was someone who was in an inflatable cactus costume, so I feel like I was probably fine.
Yeah. So, your your boat makes its way back through the frozen oceans. You, those of you who are conscious, past the site of Virio's demise over to your left, and eventually you see the city of Breakhold before you. You are able to take your boat in through to the docks is a loose term, but we'll use docks. And
Ice peninsulas.
To the shore with a path.
it's
The
like,
marina.
It's like chunks of ice carved out just enough so that boats can park there.
So it's definitely a marina.
Definitely a marina, yeah. And as you do, Desmond, you are aware that your time and your boat is all but up.
Okay, all right, quickly. Everyone push everything to the front nearest the land, and there's a tarp that I gotta lay down, and we gotta push the stuff onto the tarp really quickly. So that way we can just grab the tarp. It makes this thing a lot easier.
Did we get our long rest from that?
Yes.
And I'm back? Okay.
I'm still asleep.
Then
I
I'll
start doing it because I've done it about 10
You've
times.
done it a few times. All right, go ahead and make athletics checks.
Mhm.
See how much stuff you can push to the front.
Do I need sleepy disadvantage?
No.
Groggy?
Why did I roll this? It's fine. It's a fail. Don't worry about it.
That's a hot 12.
All right.
10.
Okay.
I am not helpful. What are we doing? Athletics?
In this or in general?
4.
I got a 3.
18.
18. All right.
I do this every day.
Yeah. You've pushed
I'm
like
better than some people.
you've pushed like 3/4 of it out on your own in just one big fluid like blast of wind from your horn.
Ira and I picked up one thing and we're like,
Yeah,
From
I'm
your
like
trunk.
trying, but it's gets worse every time I try.
That's so Aurora.
But you are able to get all of
That's
your
true.
things and an unconscious Kismet onto the tarp.
All right, now we gotta grab the corners and pull this onto land very quickly.
Grab a corner, you'll drag it on to the frozen dock floor, and Ira, the boat flickers, and a small wooden toy boat is floating just off the edge.
I'm like reaching out as far as I can, trying to.
Grab it.
Oh, there we go. Put it in my pocket.
that was impeccable timing.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good internal clock on how this boat works. So,
Have you thought about living in an
Actual houseboat?
house
well,
instead of one that disappears?
igloos aren't my style, and that's about all we can do around here. Unless you're rich.
Like Ira?
I have a hut. It's the same difference.
Yes, but it's not ethereal.
No, it's not. It's still there right
Makes
now.
changing a lot less invasive. Alright, standing on the docks of Breakhold, we will take our break hold.
Or break?
Yeah, when you did the...
I'm complaining about.
Yeah.
Such is life.
Yep. Sam liked that one too.
Let me just.
Today's grievance.
You know what's funny? It always happens on Thursday too. Like this
Yeah.
is all just today.
Good.
Old man shouts at Cloud.
Yes.
Meow.
So you guys have arrived at the port of Breakhold, the icy iron city that you initially came to with your friend Ira. I guess acquaintance,
Who wants to know?
maybe.
We're
Current
reserving-
traveling
We're
companion.
reserving.
Who's
Yes.
to say?
As you stand down on the docks, you still hear the sounds of the bazaar being haggled at, shouting occurring as different entities attempt to haggle their way past Testra Zog's staff. What would you like to do?
Go up to him. Go up to Titsy. Testy?
Testra Zog.
Tezzy is what I called him, and then you all said Dizzy, and then you said Titsy. So that's what.
Testicle stroganoff is still the best.
Yeah.
We have found your boat.
As you guys are making your way through the crowd, Desmond.
I was gonna say, just shout
She
that.
yells it at the bazaar, like the whole bazaar.
We found the boat! No, I was going to say I'm walking up towards him, and then as I approach, I'll say, we found your boat.
I'm still asleep.
In
That's
a pile.
impossible. Are we like
The
pulling
boat.
you along?
Yeah.
I'm carrying him.
This is horrifying. This is
It
horrifying.
happens. You're a lot lower to the ground than you wish you were.
Kismet may have narcolepsy. That may be something when you come back later.
This is what's wrong with the young people.
Desmond, as you guys are making your way through the bazaar, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you turn to see your friend, Draglid, a Bulizao, sort of eyeing over your group with you.
Can you describe what a bullseye
I was
is?
about to.
Okay.
You see a 7-foot-tall goat-like entity, pale, sallow skin, pustules, and ill-looking growths growing across their skin. They have pale yellow eyes, a long mantle of shaggy brown fur that sort of encompasses their head and then runs down their body. They wear a loincloth and they have long yellow fingernails that look like claws, large curved horns, and he sort of grins in your face. Leers, basically. Is, what have you got here, Desmond?
Well, I've got a lovely bunch of
Coconuts.
noses.
Diddly diddly.
Treasures.
Wait, we're like the same height, so
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't get to do his arm. Desmond does like the arm handshake where it's just like we grab each other's hands, not like this, and then we're just like flexing at each
Oh,
other. The Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Good.
And yeah.
You've got some interesting salvage with you. These are not of the hells I can smell, particularly this one.
Oh,
Look how shiny he is.
well, their souls aren't for sale.
How does shiny smell?
What?
You said I smell shiny?
Yes.
What? Oh, I guess. I guess. Okay. I was wondering if you could describe how shiny smells.
Not
Like-
really.
Like a penny.
Metallic.
That's a. Shit, that was really good, actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smells like old coin.
You like my copper rub?
Yeah. Your copper tone.
I just learned why it's called Coppertone today. On Sawbones.
That is not what it's called.
Because it makes you smell like pennies.
It's
Funny penny.
it's fantasy copper tone.
I mean, maybe fantasy Coppertone, but
It's all the paladins use it. It's
Oh
great.
my god, I hate it.
So what are you and your friends doing here?
Well, it's none of your business.
Desmond, I'm your friend. Everything that's your business is my business.
Well, if you must know, then. God, I'm so lonely.
I have my head in my hands.
Well, you must know.
I was still like walking towards Tizzy at this time,
Yeah.
so
We're
okay.
here to
We'll get
talk
there.
to
Oh.
Beef Stroganoff about a deal.
What kind of deal?
Oh, we found his ship, and, well, I'm not sure on the rest, but goddamn, does that ship have a nice bust.
Well, everyone knows about Testra's bust. It's legendary. Well, do you find any interesting trinkets for your old buddy? Your old pal?
I don't know, do you have any, interesting information for me?
Well, that depends. Perhaps we should, when you're concluded with your business here with Testrazog, maybe you can meet me over yonder by the docks and I can tell you what I found.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Name I forgot to write down.
Draglid.
Draglid. Goatman.
Draglid Goatman, yes, that's my name.
Sounds good. Well, we'll finish up with Tetris Nisuma, and then we'll go.
I'll finish up with Tetra Honda Motorsports.
Tetris.
Very well. And he pats you on the shoulder and sort of like lurches away.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say went in for a hug.
Bring it in, big guy.
All right, do this.
Are they both like 7 feet tall?
Yeah.
Okay.
Aurora, you have made your way back up to the pavilion. Your friends following now. And you see Testrazog still reclined on his large plush cushion, smoking a very long stemmed pipe. You have returned.
God,
So-
this fancy bitch.
Have you found my boat? He is.
Yes. We actually did find your boat.
Yeah, are you surprised?
No, but your friend looks different.
Oh, different.
Well, our new friend.
I see.
You know me.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I
We've
forget? What, where is your, the loud one with the birds? Board.
Bored.
I want my board.
I'm asleep still. He's dead.
Ah. Unfortunate. Well.
Yep.
I am sorry to hear. However, as you have kept up your end of the bargain, I will bring you to Geryon as soon as my business here is concluded. Feel free to take in the city, such as it is, if you like. Otherwise, I could have some chairs brought up for you as well if you just wish to wait here and wait.
Pardon my ignorance, but is there some sort of exchange rate, gold coins, souls?
I'm not partial to taking gold, as it's hard to move down here in the Nine Hells. However, the conversion rate last I checked was, I believe, 600 gold to a soul.
Good to know.
Maybe safer for us to wait here. Don't know what kind of trouble we could get into if we were to
That is-
wander.
All sorts of trouble to get into. Look where you are.
I believe you.
Yes, feel free to wait here. My business is nearly concluded. I have just a few more people I need to meet with before backing up. Then I can take you to Gayon. So, as you all wait, is there anything anyone would like to do?
Are we in the bazaar still?
Yes.
I'll wake up.
You gonna let Harry
Are you
Potter
inside
tumble out
of
my
the tarp?
arms?
Yeah, you wake up in a giant
You're in a tarp.
sack of
Mhm.
junk. You can see light peeking out through the corners though, so you kind of get an idea of where you're at.
How comfortable is this tarp?
Not very.
It's a lot of weird just objects
Just
that
debris like poking at you.
Yeah, there's probably like a candelabra poking you in the face.
Yeah. Okay, I'll crawl out of the tarp.
Alright, so just clank, clank, spill out onto the snowy floor.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there's your other one.
How far away was I?
Up at the podium, I believe.
Oh, did they bring the? You dragged the tarp?
Yeah, he's carrying it. That's all he has in the world.
Oh
Yes,
my God.
everything goes in the tarp. And I bring it back to the boat when the boat can come back.
I'm like the awakening.
Yeah, in the background, you see like tieflings and like the odd pit fiend in the background.
Well, and the town we started in.
Yeah.
When did we get back here?
I don't know, 30 minutes ago.
Cool. What are we doing?
Hanging out.
Yeah,
Just
nothing.
waiting.
So where
Just down the
where
street.
exactly did you find the boat?
Oh, we found it here on this map.
Very good. You take out your make a retroactive performance check for me to see how decent this map
Oh.
is.
not one.
Oh my god! So you have like a circle drawn,
This is the
like
ocean.
with some waves drawn on it, and you just drew an X in like the bottom right corner.
I thought he had like a map that he drew an X on.
He was kind of made a rough map since he's been here that he's been navigating off of.
Oh,
The-
okay.
the- the
I,
dot-
was like,
Turns out it's very bad.
I thought it was like an actual map that he had.
No, it's my own map, and it's like
Oh.
I've got dotted lines from where I think the sea colt's like hunting ground is, and then I have a permanent marker Sharpie line that's just a little bit bigger to one side, being like, no, it's this far out.
Yeah. Kind of takes the map and looks at it, looks at you, looks at it. This is not great. What was it near? Do you have any?
Do you know where the Sahaglian hunting grounds with some chains and stuff? It's about 300 feet deep in that area, about 3 hours away.
Perhaps.
I would have known like east-west
Yeah, you guys came
at this
from
point. I'm gonna
east
tell him
west
which
as best you know.
I'm going to tell him which direction it was as
It's
well.
west, right?
You
in that-
came from you went back west to
Yeah, we're
Breakhold.
west of.
yeah.
Okay.
May I? Well, there is a way for me to see what you have seen, but you will have to allow me into your mind.
How do I know you won't look at other things in my mind?
You don't.
You got something to hide?
It's like a friendship test.
It's not a very good
Aurora's really good at friendship tests.
It's like you're letting yourself be vulnerable
Oh.
to another. It's an intimate and wonderful experience.
Why don't you do it then?
Oh, sure.
That would be fine as well. Anyone who has seen it would be acceptable.
Seen what?
We've all seen it.
Seen what?
Seen the boat.
The Kismet has
Will
seen
you-
it.
Kismet
No,
has not seen the boat.
I had not seen the boat either.
Well,
Did we? We went and found the boat. That's awesome. Great job, guys.
Do it with Desmond.
Very
do
well.
it with Desmond.
He
Right.
puts up his weird backwards hand.
I leaned down and pressed my forehead against it.
Very good. He is. Are you going to just choose to fail any save?
Yeah.
Okay. You feel him sort of going through your surface level thoughts, and then the wall behind, and he a moment later pulls his hand away. And says, "Very good."
See, it's just that easy.
Yep.
Well then, like I said, feel free to peruse anything. If you, since we are doing business, have anything you would like to attempt to trade for, let me know, and perhaps we can make a deal. Otherwise, I'll be here another hour or so.
Don't really have any currency here.
What are you talking about? Look at this. And I gesture to the sack.
Yeah, I just want to look around, see, because last time I didn't do a great job of looking at things.
Yeah, as you're looking around, there's still just a massive list of things.
I want to find. Is it? Can I do a check to just try to find like what would be a? Wait, actually, anything cool would be expensive in like souls, wouldn't it?
Potentially. The value. I'll tell you, the value system on things is slightly skewed here.
You can't
Scoot up.
You can't use like half a soul, though.
I'm gonna go back to my hut and get my souls.
Oh, look at this
Okay.
wonderful jewelry box. Oh, there's an eye in it.
Ira, I would say you probably have in your retirement fund probably about 800 souls back home in your reliquary.
Seems fair. They've all been in there for 20 years.
They're stale.
They're very
Yeah.
stale. They're
We're
in a
bored.
jar.
Hey, look, I get we're in hell, but we're really bored.
We've only got so much to talk about with each other.
So this list has 109 items on it.
Oh my god.
So
Oh my gracious.
I would like to read the T's.
for Terry. Terry's dead and in
Hell,
hell.
Terry?
Lich Terry.
Oh my god. Yes.
So
That's a secret.
It's
Terry was a
Terry's-
witch all along.
It's Terry's Halloween costume.
to go digging through this, what you will
Dead
do is
Terry?
roll a d100, i.e. your percentile die. And we'll kind of play around in that space.
My Halloween costume is Dead Becca.
3.
3. You find something which has a label on it called the Bell of Beloved Fortune. Said to bring your true love to your best friends when rung. Does not actually provide any romantic benefit to the owner.
It,
We were just talking about Terry!
you ring it and your friends know that you love them?
Your friends, like, are summoned to you.
Oh!
I rolled a 10.
10. You find illegal alcoholic beverages spiked with illithid blood, said to have a strong hallucinating effect when consumed. I can't say hallucinogenic tonight for some reason.
Desmond sees this and immediately like reaches down into his bag and like pulls out a what's a good one?
A bottle of the same liquor.
With like the newer label on it.
But the older one's cool because it's older.
Yeah. Like before Clarbroon sold out with their dumb new label. Am I right, Clarbroon?
Yeah,
Hey.
Clarbroon.
Hey,
What's wrong with their new label?
No,
I like the new label. It's
just
streamlined and clean.
Different.
I don't like change.
It's streamlined and clean, and it has a unified color palette.
Ugh.
You guys have both we have both of them, right? You have something
Yeah,
so
we do
like,
have a mixture.
So I'm gonna pull out a working wooden miniature of a ballista.
Perfect. Moving it out. The tiefling, sort of overseeing this section of the bazaar, says, "For trade."
Yes, I'm interested in your juices.
Okay. Takes the ballista.
Tiefling juices.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
11.
Okay. Fair enough. Place it on the table.
I place the wooden ballista on the table.
You may now add illegal alcoholic beverage spiked with illithid blood to your inventory.
I got an 87.
An 87. You
You
find
clicking over there?
Click, clack, math rocks.
the key of mimicking. If it touches another key, it takes that key's shape
For how long?
permanently until it touches
Oh.
another key.
Oh.
Yeah, so you can keep touching keys with it.
How much?
Souls or trade?
Souls.
5 souls.
I'll give you 3.
Make a persuasion check.
I haven't gotten to roll.
Wait, how many bottles did I get?
3 bottles.
You motherfucker. 16?
16. Very good. And he extends out like a small, it looks like a small lantern that looks vaguely familiar to you guys, though not nearly as fancy. It looks familiar to you four, anyways. And he holds it up to your reliquary, and 3 souls transfer over, and he hands you the key.
Alright, it's mine now. I just have it, I guess.
I rolled a 19.
19.
Go for and see what's in the shops.
I'm just holding this key.
Roland, you find a vial of dragon's blood, warm, taken and preserved from the moment it was slain. Those who consume it are said to be able to detect lies or cast zone of truth. The user is marked by magical effects and gains a mark on their skin.
Is that permanent? Oh!
So once a day you can cast zone of truth.
And you get a cool mark
A dragon,
Mark.
a draconic rune appears on you.
somewhere on your butt.
Maybe.
Do we think
R.I.P.
that Roland doesn't already have draconic runes tattooed
Yeah,
on his body?
Roland's got the draconic, like the equivalent of getting like a
Like a
tattoo in
Chinese.
Chinese.
Yeah.
Of
You
like,
don't know what it
It
means.
says like badass, and it
Love.
says
It
like
says
unicorn.
love.
Yeah.
No, that
Darkness.
says zone of truth.
It says
Well,
darkness.
that's kind of neat. I don't exactly have anything to trade. Nope, nothing. That was fun to roll.
Okay.
I'll. How many?
25 souls.
I'll give you 19.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Sugar Daddy Ira.
It's a 21.
21.
Or sorry, 23.
23. Very good. Holds up the reliquary. Dink dink. 25 souls.
I take it and I give it to Roland.
Roland, you have a vial of dragon blood.
There are many love languages. One of them is purchasing things for others. You've come a long way, Ira.
Thank you, I think. They just sit around if I...
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm just holding my key because I don't really have any personal belongings.
You
as
have nothing
such.
that they would lock.
No, because I change into a giant demon and
I'm
then
the
all
only
of
one
my
that hears
belongings
you.
fall.
Ira's got a crush on
Quick,
My
cast Zone of
God.
Truth and ask.
Man, what's it like to have an incubus have a crush?
It's got to be terrifying.
Yeah,
right?
very
Like-
scary, probably.
All right. Is anyone else looking through the market in search of items to trade?
Do I get to look again or no?
Yeah, you can look again.
Okay, I want to look again.
Yeah, you got an hour, so
8!
8. And you find a 6-pack of potions tied together. A note on one of the potions reads, "This one isn't poisoned."
You had me a 6-pack. How many souls for the 6-pack?
Make a perception check.
It's got a tag.
Yeah.
It's a price tag,
It
but it's
says
a
right
little
on it.
worn. It's not very good.
4.
4. You look up to the tiefling to how much for this? And you look back down, and the note has moved to a different bottle.
Oh, fuck.
That would be 10 souls.
Hey, Ira, can I borrow 10 souls?
Yes.
Awesome, thank you.
Wait, hold on.
Oh.
I'll give you 7 souls for it.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
God.
It's gonna be like 25 or something.
I can't believe Ira
Okay.
is a couponer.
Yeah.
He's very old.
Yeah.
Ira
Wait, hold
is your
on.
best and
I have
supreme
my punch
couponer.
card. All right. They agree. They transfer
Truly the
his
most
aid.
extreme couponing is done with souls.
Fair.
This note moves magically between bottles when the bottles are unexamined, and the potions refill every evening at dusk.
So do I have any idea what the
Well,
potions
I haven't been
are in
keeping
there?
track of how many souls
Nope.
Are they different colored?
Nope, it's all 6 green
You
thick
spent
glass bottles,
29.
Yeah,
and
something.
the note just switches around and says this one is not poisoned.
Is that a thing?
Beer.
Okay. Is it an item that I can look up or no?
Not as of yet. No.
'Kay.
I'll have to add these.
Rollins,
I'm marking them on here so I
you're
can add them to
3?
inventories.
It's 29 total. You bartered a lot.
Does anyone else want to look at stuff? Otherwise, I want to look at more stuff.
Well, I kind of do too.
Got a
If
really
we've got
big-
a sugar daddy.
You
Got
do!
a really big list here, everybody.
I'm gonna roll.
All right,
I was
I'm
worried.
looking now. I
He's
was
really into it too. He's really loving it, but trying not to show that he's loving it.
Yeah.
I got 10 again.
This is the most
That's
validated
good. That's
he's
what the
ever
extra.
been.
That's what the extras are for.
Am I supposed to roll this one?
You find
So you roll like.
the hilt of a dagger,
So you roll both
Desmond.
these?
Um,
Okay,
and as you pick it up, you see a memory. You see a guardsman manning his post and walking past another guard who's exchanging shifts with him, and he says, "Working hard or hardly working, eh?" And the memory fades. And then you see another memory, and it seems to be the same person's perspective, but they're a young human in school, and they're staring at a chalkboard at the front of the room and trying to comprehend the strange math symbols on the chalkboard, and the memory fades again. These are the memories of a dead guard. The object itself is in the hilt of a dagger. When firmly gripped, you see a random memory from the deceased's life.
Creepy.
Firmly gripped.
Happy Halloween!
Oh, that one's too spooky.
38.
38.
Becca showed me how to roll the dice to get
Ah,
the number.
With
Oh,
your
this
hand.
one's a tricky one.
No, I didn't know which dice to roll.
So,
Sure.
Silly.
you find a set of vials with poison in them. They are sold with a set of dropper jars. Anyone who consumes an effective dosage of the first and second jars with it contents within 36 hours of each other suffers double the damage of the normal poison or drug used in these jars. There are multiple poisons that you can use in this. So essentially, if you get someone to consume the two components of this poison from
It's
these
worse.
jar, it like doubles the potency of the poison.
Can you mix them? Like, can they drink
No,
two
they have to
potions
be
and they have to be
Consumed
separate?
separately within 36 hours.
Okay. Alright. What are we talking here?
20 souls.
10. Yeah.
10 souls. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
No, let me do it. 10.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
No,
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Persuasion! Can I? Boo! I'm
With
also,
advantage,
yeah.
sure.
Oh,
With
well,
advantage.
yeah, I don't need advantage, don't worry. It's like a 24. Yeah. As I have a +9 to persuasion.
I was gonna say, this
Yeah.
is your incubus.
This is
stuff.
the
This
incubus stuff. Yeah.
This is why Iris
You're
here
like-
for shopping.
You're like unbuttoned, like.
It's my must. It's like, no.
And you're
God.
writing down things
I'm
for
putting
us?
X's down the thing next to the
Okay.
people who
Your
bought things.
pheromones.
Yeah, it's actually my like soothing presence that makes people feel comfortable, and then they're attracted to me.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know,
Did you get that
how
roll?
all of daddy issues works. Shut
You're a
up.
specific brand of incubus.
Yes, I am. Well, I didn't used to be this way though. This is like now how it works. Like 40 years ago, I was
Need a
just
mug
a
that
hot
says,
dude.
like Daddy Incubus on it or something.
I just bring my daddy mug and put incubus on the
Like a post-it note on it.
No, you just have the band Incubus fan.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Hey John, can I see if I can find a few daggers?
Sure. Just your base level dagger.
I've got a dagger.
Or better daggers.
Sure. You can make a general investigation check then. 19. Rifling through, there does not seem to be any base equipment in this entire bazaar. It all seems to be just
Bizarre.
random, odd junk.
Bizarre, you might even say.
All right, one last peeky poo.
Okay.
44.
44. Good, I was hoping this one was going to come up. The Tainted Love Necklace.
Gross.
Yes.
A silver necklace with a purple gem on it. Put 1 drop of your blood on the gem. Anyone who wears the necklace will be permanently charmed by you until they take it off. Wearing the necklace long term causes the wearer to become greatly addicted to being charmed. Very illegal. Punishment is life in prison across all realms.
Well, nope. I'm just gonna put this one.
Oh my god.
You can get more flies with honey.
So John, did I understand correctly that there are no daggers here?
Correct, yes.
I've got a dagger hilt that I found over here if you want that.
I'm just imagining Roland being like, so you're telling me there are no daggers.
There are no
All of
daggers.
this shit.
What
Like-
am I
What
supposed
kind
to
of
do?
bazaar is this? There's no daggers.
It's a
Poking one of the
bizarre
tieflings in the chest. Look, man, I just sell the stuff.
So I rolled a 24 for another D100 roll on search.
Alright. This one is perhaps a little bit too Recognizable, Roland, you find a phial of aboleth mucus, which you recall poisons you and curses you to only breathe underwater.
I forgot that I have this really nice vase. I don't know where I got it, but it's in my inventory.
That seems on brand for Roland. All right.
So, would you trade this this vial of apple saliva for a very nice vase?
How nice is it? Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
12, nice.
They rolled really bad on their haggle, so... Very well. You now have a phial of aboleth mucus.
Just what I've always wanted.
So you basically handed this nice, very nice vase for a small vial, maybe 2 inches tall, with this thick, greenish, white booger in it.
Trick or treat. Oh, what the fuck is that? Get away from me.
So, Ira, is it okay if I drop off my sack at your place?
Yes, that would be fine.
Okay. I just don't want to have to haul this around if I don't have to.
Yes, it makes perfect sense. I have plenty of room. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. Something funny. I think this sack has such high encumbrance. It's unwieldy. It's off the ground and it just sways to and fro and to and fro.
Is it like a wrecking ball?
Yeah, practically throws me off balance.
And your houseboat.
Oh yeah, well I do enough moving around on that to rumble the waters. I'm a big boy.
So as the remainder of the time passes, as you all peruse the odd items among Tesrazog's bizarre bazaar, you,
I'll look at an item, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and roll your percentile.
Basically, I was planning to just walk, like, out.
Okay.
And go, like, be alone.
Mhm.
So it's kind of like as I'm passing out
Okay.
of everything.
Yeah, walking out, sort of scanning the strange things that adorn these tables.
3.
3. Because you already had 3. Oh no, it's too on brand. Kismet, you see, god damn it, a pair of sunglasses that, while being worn, gives you advantage on insight checks against. It's phrased everyone that is possibly interested in you, i.e., like, if you're on the lookout for, like, are we being followed, you have advantage on those checks.
What do they look like?
Ray-Bans,
Yes!
just black Ray-Bans.
I stop on my way out of town, just like full stop.
I feel like something shady's going on.
Yeah! I'm here in the free. Is there something that interests you on the table?
Side question. Do we have sunglasses?
I guess so.
Like, are they a common thing in the universe?
In the main plane that you're from, no.
They only exist in. It's because of the glare off of the snow.
Yeah, yeah, it's for snow blindness.
Yeah, it's for snow blindness.
Snow blindness / being followed.
Which is very common.
Yes.
They're
Two
both
very common
common
things.
here.
Like, can you see through these?
Yes, they reduce the damage to your eyes from the light.
How much are they?
These we are doing for 5 souls.
I have 0 souls, but I have much more.
What is that? You have what?
A hole in my soul. It's shaped like these.
Okay. So are you going to buy them or?
This poor guy. He's just like, what?
Can we just think about this for a second, okay? So for Kismet to buy a
Yes.
pair of sunglasses,
Yes.
they're going to have to spend 5 souls.
Yes. 5 mortal souls. Yes.
This is Kelly
They're
talking.
magical.
I was about to
Magical
respond to you.
souls.
The equivalent of
The
3,000 gold.
The equivalent of 5 individuals dying.
Yes.
Oh, they've
for
already
a pair
died.
of sunglasses.
They've already
It's
died.
not like it's not like they're
Yes.
killing them. They're already dead.
Yes. 5 souls.
I like
Or
turn
trade.
around.
You're not anywhere near us. You're leaving. If you want souls, you have to walk over and you have to ask for souls.
Or you can take something out of the fanny pack.
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
I have this. And I pull out her Lashom statue.
I do not want this. I studied it.
Don't need this anymore. Interesting. What is this? Who and what is this?
Herlock Sholmes,
Who is?
Plains' greatest detective. And I'm like,
Go ahead and make a persuasion check with advantage.
22.
Yeah, they can't beat that. Okay, sold.
I put them on and walk out of town.
Just trudge out. Are you walking like back toward the Ira's shack area or the other
Like,
side of town?
Just towards the open water
Okay, down by the docks.
to
Sure.
be contemplative and broody.
As you make your way, you do see the strange goat-like entity that you passed. I guess you wouldn't be aware that you passed on the way into town. You just see this sort of like gangly, tall goat man leaning up against the wall. Sort of gives you a weird look as you walk by, and just shrugs and continues waiting where they are. As you make your way down to the water, is there anything you would like to do?
No, be quiet and sit.
Right.
Sit. Find a dry place to sit.
You know, to find like some wooden planks to sort of plop down on, and you and Trevor just sort of chill out for a while. All
Wait,
right.
so the sunglasses, what?
I'll add them to inventories. I got them all marked down on here.
Speaking of inventory,
Yes.
I had a long rest after getting my flail. Am I attuned yet?
Yes, you are attuned to it.
Yeah, damn right.
I still need to make some edits to it. I've almost got it working.
Oh, is this what you made and put in?
It's the one that John had made, but I was just altering some of the background stuff to try and make
some
it
of
work.
the informations. Okay.
Mhm.
It now doesn't crash my stuff, so that's
Yeah,
good.
I figured out why I was crashing.
Cool.
Was there a weird stat that I put in?
Yeah, it was like the 1d4.
Oh, the aura thing.
Radiant damage
Yeah.
that you tried to. Yeah, or it messed it up.
Okay.
So it couldn't do that for whatever reason.
Yeah, I'm still figuring out the homebrew.
Yeah.
All right. The time passes, and Testra stands up from their cushion and says, "All right, shop is closing." And claps their hands together, and just immediately all the things on the tables just disappear.
What the fuck?
Also, the tieflings who are attending disappear. They find you lot kind of wandering around and says, "So, are you ready to go to Geryon?"
I think we're ready.
Is all of the party here?
No, I think we're missing a small one dressed in all the black.
Yes. The teenager. Yes?
I don't know.
That is a guess. Human ages are strange.
Yes, so
Yes.
Yes. This one's a
No,
yes.
human ages are strange. Yes.
Oh, yes, your agreement.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's also good. Agreement is also good.
Yeah, I like to agree.
I'm
I've
gonna
noticed.
swing to see if Draglid is still there.
Sure. Making way down to the docks, you do still see Draglin sort of sitting there chewing on a limb of some kind that they picked up from one of the local shops. So,
Oh, hey,
hello.
what's up, my dude? Sorry, I got a little hung up on some shopping.
No problem. It always happens when Testrazog comes to town. So, you want news on Baal?
Yes, what do you have?
I suppose I would like to know what you have.
Well, I've got quite the interesting object here. I've got this bronze amulet. It's inscribed with some type of divine prophecy.
Interesting. Divine prophecy. That could probably set me up for a while down here. There's the odd person who seeks out the Divine's merchandise. Is some sort of strange, weird, sick obsession with, the upstairs people. Alright.
Don't yuck somebody's yum.
Well, what I can tell you is this. What I heard from a friend of mine upstairs, next level, is that Fierna and Belial have been consorting with a stranger to the Nine Hells. Though you are aware of their presence, they seem to have made their way into the infernal court of the two rulers, and oddly enough are consorting with some people from the material plane, some like that fellow you had with you earlier, that elf guy.
Oh, Roland.
Yes, folks like his kind have been seen walking among the courts of Belial and Fierna. I believe they're in league in some way, and he's begun to sort of change form from when you heard last of him. He looked like a human man last time with the tattoo.
Yes.
His shape has shifted. He looks like he's made of some kind of dark red flame, and his face is just one giant eye.
Sorry, I'm a stenographer.
With your
It
giant
takes
fingers.
it takes longer because he only has a 3 too.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say that's a custom typewriter, and he can't afford that.
It's in stenographer's shorthand.
Yeah. Trunk. Clonk, clonk, clonk.
It'd be so great.
Right?
Like elephant paintings.
So just like I just gotta hit enter, but I can't reach it.
It seems like some large volumes of souls have been flowing in to that realm, not ones that are supposed to be there either.
Interesting. So, it's just been all. Do you know where these souls have been coming from? Heard any word on it?
I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing that if they're in touch with someone from the material plane, they've got someone doing some illegal harvesting on that end.
I see.
And then bringing them directly to this ball.
I see. Well, hopefully we can put some type of stop to them. We've got to find our way up a level at least.
I suppose if you're going to see Garyon, then that's something you might be able to accomplish. Good luck, friend.
Good luck, buddy.
Holds out his hand.
It's the meme of the two.
Yeah, you see like an elephant arm like wind back and like this thin, sickly goat arm wind back, and then when they connect, it's the two buff, sweaty biceps.
Do you know, for the longest time, I thought that was like a painting, and then I found out it was a still from a movie.
Yeah.
It looks like a painting.
It does. Go ahead and make a perception check, Desmond.
18.
18. As Dragler begins to make their way away, you do see Kismet sitting down on the docks with their hellhound.
This is just gonna kind of stand back and like walk back to the rest of the group. Like,
I believe I found your friend. They're down at the docks.
That's good. What are they doing? Just the normal stuff?
They
He totally knows the normal stuff.
I know.
Does your friend suffer from clinical depression?
I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
Oh, well, if that's their normal, then yes.
Oh.
They seemed rather.
Okay. Well, they don't laugh at my jokes, so maybe.
They don't laugh at my jokes. They must be depressed.
I place a hand on Fedric's shoulder way down here and just goes,
Well, sometimes there's time for jokes, and there's other times for being serious.
If you say so, sorry. But sometimes jokes are a good coping mechanism.
They're a coping mechanism.
I think he lets out a little chuckle and walks away.
I'm gonna go try to find Kismet.
Right.
How well do I know where they are?
The docks are
You
not
just
far
came
away.
from there.
Yeah, okay. I know they're pretty small too.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is not a large city in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
So you can kind of easily suss out where the docks are from where you are because the giant ocean is that way.
That
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
There.
Oh yeah.
No, that's a wall.
Ice, water.
Warm ice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over, and then just sit next to him.
I have sunglasses on.
Because we had these crazy devices, like nothing you've ever seen before.
Cool shades, brah.
Thanks.
Oh, okay. I was trying to see if you were awake. I wasn't sure with those shades.
Another convenient use.
Oh no, what have I done? So,
You're not good at this, Fenric.
I'm not good at thinking. You're right.
I
takes
didn't
me a
say
little
that.
bit. Well, that's what I'm doing. Rough couple days, huh?
Yeah.
You know, I have this cool new flail thing. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Yeah, well, you know what sucks about it is now every time I use it, I get to remember when I was knocked out, and then I couldn't save Virio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He brought it on himself. He was flying. He shouldn't have been.
At his age.
Them brittle bones. Yeah, I mean, I think we could say that for a lot of stuff that's happened, but I don't know, it's still, that's like what I do, you know?
Yeah.
Well, not the flying part, but like the
I'm like, what?
But like the saving people part.
What? You don't fly?
No, I don't.
Good. I don't think you did do that one very well either.
No, what do you mean either?
God.
You know what? For most of us, like, I'm laughing, but Fenric's just like straight face the whole time. Like, none of that has like been like funny, man. Yeah. So what's gonna happen to us now?
Well, we'll get out of the 5th level of hell, and then the 4th, and then the 3rd, and then the 2nd.
And then the 1st.
You nailed it.
Hell yeah.
And then we'll get out of here.
See, I passed college.
I'm so proud of you.
Say that. Yeah, I passed college.
Honestly, Henrik, that's more than I have done.
But that's because you're young still.
Yeah.
I was about to ask if you were homeschooled, and I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how that was gonna go over.
Are there public schools in Dungeons and Dragons?
There's like, schoolhouse.
Academies.
Yeah. That's mostly pick up trade
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
or become soldier.
Or like, wow, I really love reading books.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a scholar. Self-educate.
Also, in the meantime, I want to say we, but it's mostly me, but kind of want to fuck over Levistus.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we change his name to like Leviticus and everything too?
I don't know how that's a burn, but okay.
You gotta wipe his name from history. That might be kind of hard to do.
Everyone forgets his real name and thinks it's Leviticus. He'll get so mad.
Every time you say it, people are like, have I said that? I've been saying it wrong the whole time.
No, okay, you're right. That's not a good plan.
I'm proud of you
I'm not
for
a- I'm-
recognizing that
I'm not
fact.
a real prank guy.
Uh-huh.
I was the pranky, not the pranker.
Mhm. But I bet you were a good sport about it.
You know me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good sport, Fenric. That's what they called me.
Is Henry crying?
Yes, he is. I'm crying and I'm laughing. Oh.
It's the allergies.
Fucking ashes are so much more potent down here.
I'm kind of like, oh god.
I'm
Oh.
sorry. That wasn't about the pranking. Don't
No.
worry. It's okay.
No. Pat on your shoulder.
How many times do I have to?
No.
My name's Fenrir.
I'm like, oh, wait, here. And I, like, pick up Trevor and I just put him in your lap.
Oh boy!
Just ashes everywhere.
Trevor is much better at comforting than I am,
Thank you.
seeing as how he has to deal with me all the time.
I don't see what that has to do with it, but thank you.
Mm-hmm. He's an expert.
Pet, 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 pet.
Pet.
Back up market side. Testrazog has brought the rest of you together and says, so, we can depart and arrive within moments. I can move around the plane fairly quickly. So, as soon as you have all regathered, you simply just must, there's no way with which to say this without sounding strange. You must reach out and touch me, and we will be there. Yes, I know. It's not great phrasing. I heard that from the dog.
You heard that look?
But yes, I can move us all over to Gerhold, which is Gerion's city. Yes, he named it after himself.
You heard that look too
Yes.
from the dog.
just oh my god!
Are you serious?
So if you gather your friends, we can depart.
You ready to go?
Yep,
Okay,
been ready.
that's good. Can I hold on to Trevor for a while?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. He's warm.
He's literally like smoldering.
Yeah.
Little.
You guys
How large is
walking
he
over
compared to
us,
me?
or-
He's approximately fin-sized at this point.
Yeah, he's a mastiff puppy.
Yeah, so he's getting big quickly.
Okay.
So, like 3 weeks ago, he was smaller puppy.
Yeah.
And now it's been, 4 weeks maybe? So,
Yeah,
a month bigger.
Jesus.
He's getting quite big.
So
quite
basically,
quickly.
I have to like wear him as like a scarf, but it's more like just over my shoulders,
He's
like
really,
fireman.
he's really good at riding on people, though.
Yeah. Yeah, you like hold him over your shoulder like a lamb, like he just.
He's very complacent.
Where to?
Just like when I pick up Finn.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
100%.
Complacent.
That's why it's danger noodle. It's just limp like a noodle, right?
Mm-hmm.
The stiffest noodle ever.
All right. So. Grab on.
What?
I
We are going to Gerhold.
touch his shoulder.
Grab onto me.
He's a port key. Where'd he go?
A touch of my hand and you shall fly.
I
Just kidding.
hate that.
I am sorry. I do not know
Does it
how
work this
you,
way? No.
I do not know how you guys.
Do we all have
Joke.
to touch you?
Yes.
Oh,
At the same time?
Yes.
Okay.
I put my hands on his shoulders.
Just face to face. Okay. Behind.
he was like,
Backwards hands.
I like grab onto your forearm.
Very good. Okay, is that everybody?
I went
Yeah.
last, and then I like very like, ugh.
Ready? Because we go.
As you
I'm on the
all
elbow.
touch.
On the weenus?
Yeah, I'm on the weenus.
I know you slide dog. As they say that, you all, and you open your eyes, and you are standing before a very small metal and packed ice structure. It looks like your very simple, standard like outpost. 4 walls, 1 tower on either side of a small gate, and standing in front of it, you can see four Armanites, centaur-like creatures, save for their upper body being albino, and large flattened horns jut out from their foreheads. Their faces a blend more of a bat and human than simple tiefling features. Long, thick, serrated tails flick around behind their flanks. Testra steps forward and bows very, very, very low. Friends, I have business with Lord Geryon, the winged snake, the throneless lord, the Ice Heart, the slayer of thousands, the tamers of Sikola, the right-hand ruler, the rightful ruler of Stygia, prince of cold steel, the wild beast, and he who would sit the frozen throne.
My name is Princess Angelina Contessa Luisa Francisca Panamana Bethesca III. But you can call me Garyon.
What are you all doing?
Fenric's like
Awestruck.
pulls out his whole name.
I, Fenric.
I also, when I saw Tetsi bowing,
Tootsie.
Testra,
like Tesla
Tootsie.
with a T.
Like
Test-
Dustin Hoffman.
The Hoodus and Totus.
do you have
Testra.
an R in there?
Testra.
Okay.
So
But I thought,
Tesla with a TR.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He has said it
Hang on.
about.
He has the power of editing.
Okay. So when I see Testra bowing, I also bow.
Okay.
I am bowing too.
Definitely bowing.
Sam.
Kismet being a little shit.
I'm not. I'm just standing.
Testra looks back at you and is like,
I incline, I guess.
Dip.
Hey, be nice.
Whip.
Oh,
Nay, nay.
highs or lows as a group.
Oh my god.
Highs. Nope.
Highs?
Sam says lows.
Lows.
I
Okay.
got him just
Alright.
pointing at his ding dong.
Yeah, so lows.
You don't know.
Kismet. One of the Armonites runs forward and across the face with their halberd.
Ow. Okay.
You will show respect.
With the grain.
I didn't bring any grain.
Okay. I am very mad, but I also bow, and I don't lose eye contact with the guard.
They maintain their eye contact with you as well until... Okay. And the gate open and you are all ushered inside. And you see a large metallic grate in the center. Looking around this square courtyard, the surrounding walls are decorated with several dozen corpses of various descriptions in various stages of decay, all impaled through the ribcage, just beneath the ribs by a massive rusted two-pronged iron spear. In the center of this area is a 30 by 30 metal grate with a heavy chain on a thick metal spool.
Welcome!
Yeah.
They're all
Impaled and dead!
I love how you said
in various stages
various
of
descriptions.
decay.
various types. As you all make your way, they gesture to the large grate in the center of the courtyard. And as you step on, one of them begins to turn the large wheel and you begin to lower. As you descend, you can smell the city of Gerholt below.
Is a city?
Blood and iron. The shaft begins to glow a dark green from what little light penetrates the ice. You can see more figures displayed as you descend, impaled on spikes and long dead. As the platform continues to descend, it opens into a massive icy cavern. Huge ovular ice carvings emit more of that greenish light, and occasional shapes of deep sea creatures cast shadows behind the far walls of ice, which sit packed between huge rusted iron beams and posts. The city itself is flat and simplistic in design, no more than 2 stories on the tallest building, save for the center of the city. Ira, you would recognize this as Cold Steel, the fortress of Geryon. A cruel, spiked tower, 200 feet tall, with chains linked to heavy pittons to the ceilings and walls of this cavern, sits at the center. A cold blue ring of fire burns across the top of the tower, like the icy halo of the damned. As Testra guides you through the city, you can see that his, I guess, upbeat demeanor that he's displayed to you all shifts somewhat, and he begins to glower and look, for the first time since you've met him, mean. As he walks through these streets to Cold Steel, in the center of the city, you can see the shops that look a bit less like shops and more like what you'd call butcher shops. You can see various figures being hacked away at and regenerating almost instantly as their aggressor moves on to the next person. You see small restaurants where small dim orbs of light are being consumed by the various patrons. Armaments and cruel-looking weapons hang on icy chains, old bloodstains still visible on them. As you are all making your way through, our 5 non-locals are being appraised and grinned at by every single person that sees you. And it kind of dawns on you that you are pretty much in the lion's den. However, anyone who tries to impede your guys' personal space within Testra's area gets a snarl and a glare, and they back down. As you reach the gates, you see more of the blue veil fire burning in sconces, the ashes of burning victims floating away on the wind. It is not a pleasant place. The gates of Cold Steel are guarded by a dozen or so humanoids, their faces and features all obscured except for their bright red eyes. They stand utterly motionless as you approach, save for the eyes, which follow. The rest of their body, adorned with these heavy chains, also contain hooks, blades, and many other sharp appendages. Testra bows low and repeats the long title of Geryon and raises his head back up and says, "I have come to see your lord, and I humble myself before his judgment." And he pulls out 2 long curved daggers and sticks them into the icy stairway leading up into the tower. And he turns to you and says, "Bring only your claws and fangs. If you bring any weapons into Cold Steel, you will die." And he walks up the stairs.
Just imagining, like, pulling shit out of my fucking bag.
Is there a code check?
This is the scene in Sinbad when they walk in and there's like the
And no weapons.
weapon check.
Yeah.
And they come in, do the scene, and as they leave, one guy's just finally finishing up, like
Yeah.
pulling all the stuff out.
Yeah.
I only have a scythe and a dagger, though, so I will take those out of my fanny pack and be like, "Do you need to go bag check?"
All right.
Where's my staff? Is this a weapon?
One of the figures nods.
Oh, all right. I set it down. Pull out a dagger. a
toothpick?
second dagger. Set it down. All right, I'm out.
A toothpick.
Is it like a code check, or is it like we give them
Testra
away?
like simply just stabbed his blades into the ice in the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just take out my flail and, well, I guess just a handle,
Mm-hmm.
and then my 2 daggers. and do whatever other weapons I have.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just set my weapons all in a pile.
I'm like
I don't have
going
them all
through
in
my
front of
bag
me.
to make sure.
Yeah. Now this is a pocket knife. Is this the toenail clipper? Good? No? I'll leave it just in case.
Over 3 ounces.
Scissors.
Safety scissors.
All of the poisons we
Let's
just
see. There's nothing in F.
I have small knife.
They're all in 3 ounce or smaller.
Yeah, so you can take them and
I
carry
have
on.
a small knife.
Poison? Poison, does that count? Maybe I should leave my poison here.
I
It's
can't
not
really.
a weapon.
I can't really take my magic out.
I got the magic in me.
So, basically, is anyone going to attempt to smuggle any weapons in is my question.
No.
No.
My body is a
I
weapon.
see Roland think, okay, no.
Oh. Roland's like, my body is a weapon.
That's what I just said!
Yeah.
You asshole!
Alright.
I was seriously considering just bringing in my hider tooth, but I feel like that would not turn out well.
Alright.
Everyone saw me get whacked in the face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you like
No, I was too
bleeding?
busy bowing.
So you're probably getting a really nice shiner
Yeah.
from it.
Little cut.
Yeah, I look sick as hell.
Yeah, you look really...
Your sunglasses.
Are your glasses okay?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, the sunglasses
She's so
are fine.
confident.
To hide the black eyes.
So as you enter Steelhold, the body count does not decrease. Many of them hang upside down, heads encased in ice, lining the walls all the way down to what can only be the throne room. Entering this room, you see a heaped pile of various types of skulls held together with iron bars and ice. On the throne itself, you see Garyon. Picture, if you will, a muscular, bare-chested figure. Long hair flows down his shoulders. I said pause for chef kiss. Two large bat-like wings wrapped around his visage, and from the waist down you see the heavy body of a black-scaled serpent, with, at the end of his tail, a scorpion stinger. His clawed hands impatiently tapping on the skulled armrest of his throne. Across his chest is a massive curved war horn. And the figure before him stammers and speaks as he looks impatiently down upon this figure with his snake-like eyes. The figure says, "So you see, Lord Garyon, we were unable to enter Levistus Soulcairn on time because Shiverneck was on the hunt, and well, you know, she and just in a blur, Garyon is no longer on the throne. He is just in a flash holding this devil up by the neck, hand around their throat, closing in tighter and tighter. You can hear vertebrae popping as Garyon says, 'Do not presume to know what I know,' and rips his claws into the devil's ribs and just snaps them in half and throws the discarded sides to either side of him, where there are several very large, recognizable creatures, Shavusas, which begin to tear into the bodies. Testra enters first, and as you all step through into the throne room, you feel a ping across yourselves, and nothing happens. Testra bows and says, "My lord, these mortals have reason to seek your aid, and have offered to help you on behalf of the great Kilden race, a step further to your glorious return to ruling Stygia, and regaining the glorious admiration of our Lord Asmodeus. May I introduce Fenric, Kismet, Aurora, Roland, Desmond, and you may already know Ira."
Ira gets around.
One of our finer servants who is enjoying his retirement.
Is this your old boss?
Potentially. So,
So, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hot?
oh, he's like an 11.
Yes.
Like he's like an evil god, but like thing you can assume about almost every single like Lord of Hell is that they're all hot except for one of them.
Which one?
His name
I feel like he's
Like
mentioned
Mania.
Maman, I think is the
Maman,
name.
yeah, he's a disgusting guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a nasty boy.
God,
They lock him away, I think, somewhere.
Wizards
Yeah.
of the Coast knows what I'm about.
Or no, not Maman. It is.
Well, we just
My
tarnished the
dad.
good name of Maman.
Maman's good. It is
Maman's good. Maman's hot. Don't worry,
No.
guys.
Oh, just check my notes.
Basilbub, but he is half slug.
Ah,
I mean, that might be something.
Basilbub?
Yeah.
Basilbub.
so
Like-
not Beelzebub, but Basilbub.
Baaizebuel.
What?
Basilbub.
Really?
Basilbub.
Basilbub.
I'm imagining a sheriff with basil leaves.
Yes,
Basilbub has a weird deal where like he tries to do uprisings all the time and like constantly fails, but like Asmodeus
Did
like
he not print the flyers?
Asmodeus like dotes on him randomly. He'll be like, "Aw, buddy, you tried your best to overthrow
You're a
me."
little slug.
Yeah,
That,
Oh.
yeah.
I said slut.
You're a little slug.
You're a little slut for revolution, huh?
This revolutionary slug.
Is that how
about to say-
doting on works?
I was just
On-
about to say that sounds like a fic in the making.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like, wow. Anyway, thank you, Lords of Hell,
Yep.
for doing me this service.
Yep.
Me personally.
So
Excuse me.
wish to race on my behalf?
Well, I guess one of us does. Yes. Yes.
What do you bring to the table?
Sick confidence.
Is there a table here?
We bring a boat. We're gonna put his.
We bring a boat. Not
That is sort of a requirement.
right now.
And
Yes,
the
that's
crew?
why. I thought that'd be fine.
Okay.
The protection of these
Idiot.
traveled outsiders.
Idiot.
He like stretches and just cracks his neck and like sort of absentmindedly flicks some of the recently acquired blood off of his hand onto the floor. Well, if you have a boat, what is it that you want should you win?
We are ideally out of the hells completely.
All right.
Otherwise,
Just up a level.
just up a level.
You
As-
know,
as
like
many
when
as
you
we can
say,
go.
like when you say whatever is more convenient for you, but you know that you really only mean one of the two options.
One of the two is definitely a bigger ask.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Very well.
If
You,
Oh, no, you go.
if you win this race, I will guarantee your ascension at least up one level.
Sounds good to me. When
There any like bonus points or anything we can do to go higher than the one level?
What is the level that Bahal is on?
He is the level above you, and that is
Magma.
fire.
Magma Town, which
Do you say
Any
Fire
notes?
Town?
Flethagos.
Theory Town, actually.
Ideally, for me, I would just like to go up one to full of ghosts.
Okay. Very good.
Why?
But no, it's fine. It's just the next
Oh.
one up, and then
Oh,
we'll
that's
go to
right.
the one after
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's like a ladder.
A deal. Feel free to stay in my city. No one here will accost you, since you're working for me now. And he snaps his fingers, and this small flame begins burning above all of your heads.
Oh, we're Sims now.
Over each one of our heads or
Mhm.
over... Oh, okay.
Each of you individually.
Tongues of fire. It's Pentecost.
Well, if that's all,
I don't know. Do we have anything else?
Love the decor.
That should be.
thank you.
Did you-
Traders make for an excellent decoration.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's all. Small point of logistics.
Yes.
If we win, are you going to be at the race?
I'll be observing, yes.
Okay, so do we have to come back here after we win? Or will we just, like, be transported?
I'll be able to, you will not have to return here if you don't wish to.
Oh, no, that...
He's like, you
That's
don't want to
I'm
visit
like,
my
I'm
house.
like that. I'm doing
Yeah.
one of these.
Slowly backing
You
out of
don't
the room.
like my house?
Okay, I was just curious. Thank you.
Have no need to return here, should you uphold your end of the bargain.
Is there anything else you need us to do to get rid of Levistus?
If you fulfill your part and he is shamed by his loss, then I may be able to rally more to his side. He's consistently won this quote-unquote good-natured race every year since he replaced me.
Oh, is he a cheater?
Well, it's not really cheating when the Lord of the Nine Hells gives you the pass to do whatever you want. So, if you're able to knock him down a peg, then I garner more followers, and I take the step toward taking back my hell.
It's a nice hell you have too.
Nice.
It's not with Levistus. We've all been like, whoa, this isn't great, and this is just not as comfortable. I
Yeah,
mean, hell.
I can't say I haven't been here very long, but I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah. I like this more than the just icy tundra.
Glad to hear it.
Wait, is he the one responsible for all this fucking ice?
It's always been frozen, but, well, since he's imprisoned in the ice, it seemed thematically,
His aesthetic
yes, to
sucks.
I agree. I prefer the iron.
Do you want to get coffee later?
Oh my god.
Well then, off you go. And he leans back in his chair and, next! And a group of nervous-looking tiefling kind of shuffle past you.
I thought you were gonna say teens.
A group of nervous teens with a baseball bat and a bill for a broken window repair walk into the room shivering. Sorry about your torture chamber, mister.
Rips him to shreds.
It eviscerates them. You all are led to the closest thing to an inn that Testra can find to accommodate you. It's not great, but you can sleep there, and you can all take a long rest,
Yeah.
and you can all level up.
Whoa! Oh my god! My dogs are back!
As long as it's not an out, it'll suffice.
Thank you for watching if you have been. Otherwise, have a good Thursday watching that other Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
We will be back on Monday with Dragon Times at 6 p.m. Central as per our usual. Until then, happy Halloween.
Randy's
Bye.
back. My dogs are back!
Back
Randy's
again.